Well, yeah, fantastic. I was trying to do something and check our. I don't know if we're even live or not.
I think we're live. We got a viewer up here.
Oh, we got a viewer,
Yeah.
except for my phone is not. Come on,
Yeah.
dude.
So welcome in, folks. While John
Yeah.
works on that, it's August 26th.
Yes.
Here Tuesday in Mobile, Alabama on a lunch break. It's a big
It's
day in Mobile, Johnny. It's a big day in Mobile. The residents of the city of Mobile. Oh shoot! I'm not even using my mic. Yeah. All right.
wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
What a start.
Start over.
Let's just start
Okay.
like a reboot.
Welcome to lunch breaks.
And now, welcome to Lunch Breaks. It's August 26th. It's a Tuesday here in Mobile, Alabama. We're glad to be joining you. Big day in the city, Johnny.
Big day in the city. Election day special.
City residents will go down to their polls and choose. It's kind of like the Hunger Games. Choose the bidding for your district as to
Oh yeah.
who's going to, go represent you in the final battle. Yeah. So, how are you feeling? Do you care? I mostly don't care.
I will say
I mean, I kinda care, but
every
I'm mostly-
candidate in this Hamlet, in our Hamlet, they all have. I mean, they're bringing some experience to the table. I might not agree with their backgrounds, and
Sure.
I would say one or two of them are very believe in the religion of government, which I do not.
Yeah, I'm not a big religion of government.
And that is my main concern, is someone who believes that government's job is to fix things.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hasn't done a very good job of fixing things in the past.
No, usually it creates, to solve a single problem will create eight or nine other problems. So yeah, but look, the last mayor, Stimpson, I thought did a fair job. I thought we would have fixed a lot of the business issues. I thought it'd been easier to do business in this town. That never really, bureaucracy is hard to change, even when you have a strong mayor.
Bureaucracy is hard to change.
And then not only that, he grew his staff so big that I lost all respect for his philosophy of, government. He, again, bloat your staff. Come on. I think it's $5 million and salaries a year. That's ridiculous.
Well, the new mayor will get to decide if they want to keep the same size staff, reduce it, or expand it, I guess, is also an option.
Nothing gets smaller in government. I understand that. Like I said, it's just, and I'm not the best to talk about this because I have such a distaste for it, and no one is willing to, very few politicians would be able to make the cuts that I would cheer for the cuts they would make.
Well, you're teasing something I want to talk about later in the show, which is we may not have a choice to make cuts. So we need to start thinking about what those cuts would look like.
Sometimes the best thing that happens to a corporation is when they have to file bankruptcy and they have to make those really hard choices they would not have made along the way.
Yeah.
And at some point there's going to be the black swan event or something that causes governments to ask the question, what is government really for?
Well, the thing that we've got to think about in this town is we are largely sales tax driven.
Yes.
Right? From a municipal government standpoint.
Yeah.
Sales tax only accumulates when people are spending money. People are only spending money when they're making money. They don't have a job, they're not making money.
Yeah.
Therefore, joblessness is related to sales tax, obviously. Well, the Wall Street Journal has a report out today that says for the first time in America's history, 50% of all consumer spending is coming from the top 10% of people in the country.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
And
most of those top 10% do not live in this city. We have very few residents that meet the national standard.
Yes.
For the top 10%.
I always say Southern rich is different than Northeastern rich, and Northeastern rich is small compared to Silicon Valley rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. I say this, and Stacy, my wife, hates this. I say we live in the third world of America.
I mean, It's.
I mean, it is.
We live in a
lower
problem.
wages. Low. I mean, look at the prices of our houses. I mean, they're expensive, but they're not nothing compared to a major city, especially to California.
Right.
And when these people, I say these things for college graduates can't do X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm like, well, they're looking for housing in Chicago.
Right.
They're looking in houses around major metropolitan areas, especially in Texas, where the economy's kicking. And the idea is like, well, those aren't the prices here, but you could probably get on certain trades and certain jobs a relatively close salary to what you're making, but your property is so much different in cost.
Which leads into another thing we'll talk about on the question of the day.
Sure. Yes. We will talk about college and is it worth it or not?
The world is just changing so fast that, we, on our weekly radio show, we always talk about, we don't have time in an hour to give you a full week's worth of news. And so that was one of the reasons we thought, well, let's do a lunch breaks daily kind of thing. We can talk about the news and how fast it's all changing. The conversations we're having right now on this show will be a national conversation a year from now.
Yes.
In the midterm elections. And I think AI and job displacement is going to be on the top of the list of things that people are voting on.
I guess that's also something they don't have an answer for. So I don't know if they can, I guess they'll have to be addressed.
Well, they'll make promises.
Well, right. I mean,
right.
You'll address it with the idea of
here's what I'm going to do to fix this. If you just put me in.
Yeah.
Right. Do they have the ability to fix it? No.
Well,
that's going to be a point of conversation.
Well, let's go back real quick to our election. And this is from Portside Advertising. This is the only picture I could find that had all 4 candidates for mayor on it.
Oh my gosh.
So you have
the candidates have good genes.
Yes, they have good genes. But I will say, so you have Spiro in the top left, Barbara Drummond top right, Prine bottom left, and Connie Hudson bottom right.
Okay.
I will say one thing. I could never vote for Prine because I'm a shallow person, but he really looks like Jimmy Kimmel to me.
Okay. I see it.
I don't
have the same Jimmy Kimmel version you do, but I do see it. I don't think you should discount a candidate because they look like somebody you don't like.
But Kimmel is such a boil in the butt of humanity that you're
going to make an exception.
I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, but look at that handsome. Is that a Chuck Norris?
I guess that's a Chuck Norris.
I think that's a Chuck Norris picture.
Yeah, I like how glistening he is.
Right, that's the glistening, the shine.
But you're right. Prime was a chief of police. I do have a problem with chief of police being a mayor. I will say that though. But yeah, I just thought it was.
Well, you know what's also important, Johnny?
What's that?
It's important to note that none of the candidates nor their campaigns have asked our opinions.
No, and I will tell you, I am the outlier of outliers, meaning it's not going to matter what I say because I don't. If there was a word, we'll get into this. If I could replace you with something better, I'll replace you with something better. And so we'll just go ahead and jump.
Let's just get moving on.
We'll jump into one of my favorite stories we covered earlier this year on the radio show. By the way, Beyond the Blockchain, we're on tonight. 8 p.m. on FM Talk 106.5. But we did cover this, but I went ahead and got Zena to redo a report, and then we added our.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Agent Zena, your guide to the latest twists in tech, AI, and the future of how we govern ourselves. Today, let's talk about something that sounds like a plot twist from a sci-fi novel, the AI for Mayor phenomenon. Imagine this. In Cheyenne, Wyoming, Victor Miller ran for mayor, but with a catch. He promised to let an AI named Vic make every decision. Miller would just be the meat puppet, the human face, for Vic, who'd actually be running the show. It's like a ventriloquist act, except the dummy is in charge of city budgets and potholes. Miller's campaign wasn't just a quirky headline. He's pushing for a future where humans act as rationally bound delegates. We're the hands and feet, but AI is the brain. He's even starting a rational governing alliance to make this the new normal. Picture politicians as the world's most obedient Uber drivers, taking directions from an algorithm. But here's the catch. Legally, an AI can't run for office. At least not yet. Wyoming's Secretary of State said, "Sorry, robots, you can't vote or be elected." And let's be real. Today's AI is more like a hyperactive librarian than a wise philosopher king. Even OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT, have shut down tools for AI political candidates. When the creators are saying, let's slow down, you know we're not quite there. Critics call this a gimmick, and polls show people are nervous about AI taking over jobs, let alone City Hall. But here's the twist. Governments everywhere are already experimenting with AI to make things run smoother, from Indiana to Australia. The British government is even piloting AI to streamline bureaucracy. So what does this mean for AI and crypto enthusiasts, investors, and voters? The AI for Mayor campaign didn't win, but it's a signpost for the future. AI isn't taking over tomorrow, but it's already in the building, quietly changing the rules. For now, the best leaders, human or machine, will be the ones who use data and logic, not just charisma and catchphrases. Remember, in the future, your mayor might not need coffee breaks, but they'll still need a plug. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep your eyes on what's next.
Oh, dang it. Go ahead and start over.
Yeah, well,
Gosh.
we did it again. That's all right. So here's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And those that can read lips will get to hear it again. I like the concept of AI helping us to make decisions. And I like the idea of an AI meat vessel eventually. But right now, because the AI wants to please you and just make you happy, you can prompt it into getting to whatever conclusion you want. Like you can lead it down the primrose path to wherever you're going.
Could you prompt it to be not contrarian, but to challenge you?
You certainly could.
So there you go. Yeah.
Well, only if you're that person that does that is my point. You could also say,
I think
yeah,
the person that the person that did this was trying to prove, I don't want to be a mayor, but rationale is better than my human emotional brain.
you know, it would work if you put all the chats on the blockchain.
Oh, right. So it's total transparency.
Total transparency on
Yeah.
how the AI came up with the decision and the prompts that inputted into the decision.
So this is why I hate the word. By the way, every time I hear a threat to democracy and this idea that we're not a democracy kind of thing, we are non-democracy. If you created the AI mayor to do this thing where every issue was voted on like a proxy vote by a stockholder.
Sure.
So you'll do it for your small community, and it whatever was 51%, they did it no matter if it was right, wrong, or indifferent. The mob decided that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how bad things would go if that was the way it was. So the idea was, oh, we're truly a democracy. Whoever votes wins. It's 51%. I will tell you, the 51 will eat the 49.
Well, that's been said for, I think it was Jefferson that said when the Americans realize they can vote themselves the purse, they will.
Yeah. Well, the other one I've already heard, when the 51 can vote that they can eat the 49, they will feast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same idea.
Yeah. I got you. I like mine's a little more.
Yours is a little more Shakespearean.
Yeah. And also darker because I tend to go in this dark realm that I am.
I know. I've been trying to pull you out of that today.
I know.
It's
it's election days.
Election day just gets you fired up thinking about politics, and we don't enjoy talking
Look,
about that.
Ben Griffith is with me. I'm with Johnny.
All right.
Thank you, Ben Griffiths.
That's right.
But
With our fancy technology, we might not be able to keep our mics on, but
I
by
knew
God,
that.
we can show a comment.
I knew that once I hit the mute button to not get that little bit of echo that we had from the TV from Agent Xena. And look what I did. I caused about 2 minutes of, thank God I looked down and checked I can't believe I have to monitor my audio while doing the show. But
This is a punk rock show.
when
Johnny,
you
let's
don't
say
make money,
that's right, Ben Griffiths.
Look
Throw up Ben Griffiths' latest
at this.
comments.
Look, Ben Griffiths. 2 wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner, baby.
That's right.
And unlike the Bible, the sheep are not sleeping with the wolves. They will lie with the wolves.
Not in this world. Yeah,
But-
I'm with Ben. 2 in a row for Ben.
Speaking of eating,
Yeah.
what are you eating?
Um,
What do you? By the way, if anybody wants to tell us what they're, please. I think it works. Well, I know we're on YouTube. X, if you comment on X, we'll have to do it after the fact. We don't get to see your comments. I know Facebook, we will see the comments. So
Okay.
you can put on there what you're having for lunch. Well, I think we've agreed on the same thing, haven't we?
We have. It is.
Okay.
You never have to convince me to eat Mexican food.
Okay, here we go. This is what I pick. I pick Taco Mama.
Yeah.
It's
buddy.
Taco Tuesday. And then let's see if we can get some of the, oh darn. I like some of the ones. This is actually the national. So but
Sure.
they
You
have
have the
their
big
own
website.
kind of recipes up at the
Right.
place, but I would definitely go with the tacos. And then they have some excellent drinks, by the way. So I do like their margaritas and whatnot. But Taco Mama is located on O'Shell Road by the Publix,
Yeah.
up by Cammy's Old Dutch.
There's one out in West Mobile now.
Yep.
There's two over the bay.
Hey, we never found out if we won the.
Oh no! Hey, I'm guessing we didn't, but shout out to my friend Becca from high school who throwing down some mean Taco Mama at the Chamber Expo.
Expo, and we tried to say how many beans were in her vessel.
Yeah, and
her
we were going to use
jar.
AI, and she had a trick. She had tricked the AI. This is smart.
She did.
She knew AI was going to be an issue, so she took a jar full of beans, but she stuck a glass bottle,
It was Corona.
Corona
Yeah, the
bottle
little pony.
inside of it.
Yeah,
So unless your AI can also account for that volume, you're not going to get it right. I
Correct.
thought it was a
that
neat
was
trick.
good. And I used Grok 4 to do, and then I asked it to make it smaller than. Well, I took the smaller side of the approximation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm guessing we didn't win, but we told her we didn't want to win anyway.
We told we didn't want to win because we were cheating. I was just running an experiment.
That's right.
Now we will get off my feed.
I think this is becoming your favorite part of the show.
What allows me to be the curmudgeon I want to be.
That's fair.
And I will say that Trump has done a couple of things that it just like this having a stake. So I'll run through them very quickly, and then we'll get off this thing. I don't like that we have a stake in an American company, Intel. I don't. The government should have their hands. I'm a laissez-faire person completely. And then from Polymarket, it says U.S. Secretary of Commerce says Pentagon is thinking about seizing stakes in private defense contractors. And Lutnick said on Fox Business that they're interested in what Palantir has to offer. Number three, President Trump decided executive order about 1 year in prison for those who burn American flags. And the last thing is Trump announced plan for welcoming 600,000 Chinese students.
So
I'm sorry. At what point is any of this America First that he promised? They make fun of the Zamboni guys, whatever his name is in New York. You can't act like a socialist and then make fun of people who are socialists.
yeah, but it's their brand of socialism, John.
Oh, God. But again, and Trump has no problem with hypocrisy. He's never had a problem with hypocrisy. Most politicians don't. I've never wanted to burn an American flag, but the minute you tell me I can't, even though I can, it makes me want to burn an American flag.
I don't
just to say I can do it and kind of screw you.
I don't want to do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
But I'm a free speech absolutist. And so if you want to do that to express your disdain,
Yes.
you should have the right. And you do have the right.
Again,
And the Supreme Court's already decided in 1989 that you have the right to.
and then I heard the stupid,
protest your government.
Fox News doing their stupid workaround, making excuses, and again being lawyers for the administration at hand. It only has to do if you start a riot. It only has to if you, dude. He literally said you can't burn a flag.
Right.
But hey, whatever. So and then the 600,000. Look, here's the thing.
There's already laws against
Here's the
starting
thing.
riots, by the way.
Chinese citizens are required by oath and law to their actual dictator ruler
Right.
to be a spy for that country.
100%.
And if they don't do it, then their family's in trouble. They're in trouble. And so you're letting 600,000 of them into the world of academia, which has already been infiltrated anyway by Marxists and everybody else. Just under the colleges since easily the mid 60s has been infiltrated by massive amount of Marxist agitators. So, but I don't know. It's just this thing of I have no control over it. I don't have to like it, but it's just hard listening to somebody who says they do one thing and say another, or say another and do another. It's just hard to watch. It's just hard to watch.
I think that's why in the Bible they say to not put your faith in man.
And they also say, beware the den of vipers, which is what government comes down to be to me. Again, I know it's election day and all this stuff.
It's got us more political than usual, but hey, we talk about whatever.
But again, I will say I can deal a little bit more with city and county, because they tend, you can see them face to face.
Right.
You can deal with them. They have to live to a budget.
Right.
Unlike the federal government, which just prints its own damn money and then takes ours. While, again, I'll go back. Why do I pay taxes if you can print your own damn money? But Trump is he's entertaining. I still don't know how I feel about him. He's just entertaining.
Well,
I guess,
if this is a simulation, just embrace it for what it is and go about your day and be happy.
Well, I have no control over it. It's just hard to watch. So.
All right, what's next on?
So get off my feed. Get off my feed. I'm Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock. I've really not had a whole lot of respect for the man, but it says that a backlash after fans accuse him of using AI generated crowds in a video promoting his True Story tour. And so there is a lot of fans flooded the comments calling the video embarrassing and AI slop, questioning why a global superstar would fake his audience instead of using real footage. And the thing that was the telltale was emotional fans crying, waving signs, and cheering, but viewers quickly noticed odd details like six-fingered hands, blurred faces, and warped signs.
Well, here's what's crazy to me is that's just lazy AI, because they have AI that can do better than that.
And also,
that tells me they didn't even try and do it well.
Well, it also goes to yes.
Also, don't call it based on a true story and then give me AI. That's what are we doing here?
But Will Smith is
he's a guy.
He's a guy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it there.
All right. Let's move on.
But that was my get off my feed that I got today of things.
I'm glad you got that off your chest. I think you feel better about it.
So now we go to whoa, that's cool.
This is becoming one of my favorites.
And let's see here. Let me go to our screen here. Whoops. Nope. Let's see here. Media screen. And let's see. This is nope. Oh yeah. So you sent me this. This is pretty cool. This is colorized videos that feel like a time machine.
Dude, I watched this thread for 20 minutes.
So this is Jerusalem in 1897. My goodness, the AI that cleaned that up.
Right. So this is actual.
But look how clean the edges are on the screen.
It's amazing what they can do with reconditioning some of this.
This is Berlin after World War II.
It just makes it all feel real,
right?
It's like this one is, boy, this is like you're getting off the little landing craft here.
Oh God, what a life! Look at that.
People get upset if they get stuck in the rain for 30 seconds.
Dude.
These guys are like, well, I guess my life will depend on if I can make it through this hail of bullets.
Look at the bullets hitting the water. Look at the bullets hitting the water.
And you got nothing to do but just keep trudging forward.
Oh man. New York City in the 30s. I bet you that guy's a ne'er-do-well chewing that gum right there.
I bet that fella could still bench 135.
Probably can.
I bet he weighs $120. And
what the hell was going on there?
On a newspaper.
Okay. Then there was a handshake drug thing. I don't know. Super weird.
It could have been, but it seemed like a. Oh, I like these
rollerblades,
dude. Everything old is new again, and everything new is old.
Look at this. Look at this.
Did not expect
this. Whoa, look at that.
Didn't expect these dudes. Just telling you. This guy had moves in a three-piece suit, too.
That was an early Roddy Mullen right there. He was the famous guy who did skateboarding, the freestyle skateboarding, not ramp skateboarding.
That reminds me, one day we should do a thread of funny Tony Hawk stories.
All right, okay.
There's a bunch.
I've met Tony Hawk.
Did you?
Yeah, in an airport. Manhattan waterfront, 1930s.
Look at the size and scope of these buildings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we can't get McGregor fixed. They built the Empire State Building in 18 months. Yeah. We're on year 3 of a drainage problem on a quarter mile of street.
Oh, FYI, Connie Hudson told my mother that there's not enough money to build the new civic center, and it's not going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that's breaking news.
my mom said.
Breaking election day news.
Yeah, she told the neighborhood, like, she acted like she didn't care.
Okay. Well,
All right, so there you go.
doesn't seem like the type of thing that she would say
Yeah,
out loud if
she's-
she didn't mean it.
She's, you know.
All right, this is the
Yeah.
oldest, the person born the earliest to ever be captured on video.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So the Pope was
Because,
earliest born person ever captured on film because he was 86.
right,
Okay, gotcha.
86 and 1896.
18 again, man. I gotta be honest, man. I wasn't thinking about film in 18 somethings.
I mean, you got to think we didn't really have photography until the Civil War.
Look at that. That looks like a scene out of a film, right?
Doesn't
there.
it?
Look at that way. Look at that way. I got that guy had that cigarette just sitting on his chin on his
Dudes
lip.
were just cooler back then too, man.
Well,
do you see any little weak little
Smoking's bad for you, brother, but
it'll toughen you up.
It looks so cool, man. All my heroes smoked. So, snowball fight. We probably need to get going on this.
That's how we started the American Revolution. Pulling
Poland,
snowballs.
1896. Look at this.
I mean, this is not that long ago, Johnny.
All right. So, all right.
But that's
man.
cool, huh?
That is very cool. Let's see what the next one is we have here. Let's see.
I love threads like that because you can just kind of get a collection of
All right, let's see
interesting stuff at
here.
once.
Oh yeah. So you sent me this too. I didn't get it on yesterday. So drone. These are like
These are real birds.
They're birds.
These are actual biological birds.
Yeah, and drones. You can't program drones to do this.
No. Well, these are not. Yeah. So the idea is
Yeah.
they're reacting
Right.
based on the other birds. So how? Like, one of the things I want AI to do is to crack the languages of animals and how they communicate, because some of the things that animals do just do not. They blow my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did I send you the one that UFOs are real?
Oh no! Don't change my.
Oh.
So there was a. Remember the show called True Detective?
Yes, very well.
So True Detective had a great scene where Matthew McConaughey is like walking in a field,
Mm.
and then like the birds did that thing,
Yeah.
and it like spelled out something or something. It did something that I was like, that is creepy.
That's
And
great.
I hadn't seen that in a movie before.
That's new to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I mean, how do they do? How do they do?
again, birds are twitchy. They're very twitchy, man.
How do they know? It's just incredible.
Well, again, it's a lot to. We have a lot to learn from
From our animal friends.
From our animal friend. Animals are great, as Greg Gutfeld says. It is. So we are rushing through our show today.
That's
so.
all right. We got started a little late. People
Yeah, we
are
did.
probably
We
wrapping
did.
up with their lunch
So
already anyway.
let's just jump to our question of the day here. All right, and you sent this not the question. You sent the prompt.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett has said a college degree doesn't matter per fortune. And let's go ahead and get into that question. Do you think college matters anymore? Do you agree with Warren Buffett?
Like a lot of really hard conversations, we have to agree on a definition of what matters means. Right? Because
Right.
let's
okay,
let's bypass that.
Okay,
let's bypass the fact that we could all
let's
disagree.
go with the premise of what do you think Warren Buffett meant?
I think Warren Buffett would look at it from a financial investment.
Right.
And say, is it worth spending that type of money?
Right.
And not just that money, but also the time,
Right.
the lost wages, assuming you could get some.
Okay. So let's go from that as the premise of if we're using his words as the prompt.
Mhm.
Let's go from the point of view of, is college worth it from a point of view of the cost versus the return? And what I'm saying is also maybe the idea of going into the idea of making you a productive person in, I would say, industry and in the economy.
Well, college is where I learned how to be an adult.
Right.
I learned how to start being an adult. I don't think I was a fully formed adult
Yeah.
until much later. I think that matters. So if you don't do college, you need to do something where you can learn to be an adult.
You're saying getting out of the umbrella of whatever your guardianship is.
That's right.
Okay.
You need to learn how to live
your
on
safe
your own.
your safety net.
And so for a lot of people, that's going to college, and moving out of town.
Well, and it's a half move too, because you're still being taken care of, but now you're having to do things that were not done for you, or that were done for you in the past. Yeah.
I mean, you see people complain about like, I don't want to teach my child how to do laundry.
Well,
They don't know how to,
it's
you know,
called
they're
make
gonna
'em-
figure it out.
It's called make them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that matters. From a investment in your career, I don't think that you can rely on that outcome anymore.
Right.
I think
Well,
that there's certain fields where you have
have
no
to,
choice.
You have to be certified
licensing
and
requirements.
doctorated or credentialed.
Right.
You have to be credentialed. Yeah.
I think, but those are gatekeeping issues, right?
Right.
That's not an investment issue. That's not a does it matter issue.
Correct.
I also don't think you should be thinking about what the profession is today, because all professions will be substantially different in 5 years.
I agree with that too.
So you can't really know what you like. Like, how do you choose the major, right?
Well,
like, if you're going to go to college, you need to get a useful degree. I will say that.
Yeah. I would say learn to
If you're going to spend the
do
money,
something,
Get
make
something
something,
useful.
produce something, create something.
yes,
And that's what I've had to tell a lot of my friends, kids.
going to college to go work for somebody
Yeah.
and be their job, like an entry level white collar job, will not be waiting for you when you get out.
And that's like I say, like, make sure at the end of the day, like, look, an accountant is teaching you a trade, accountancy.
Yep.
Graphic design at least teach you how to make something. And so there's a lot of
And how to think.
and there's also problem solving. I would also say problem solving is a big part of whatever you're into as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the idea of
Yeah,
like,
I mean, life is about
here's a
solving people's problems.
situation. What tools can you use to rectify this outcome? Or by the way, even be able to make an analysis of what the outcome needs to be.
Right.
Is important too.
So, you know, it matters in the stance that you've mentioned, that if you want a position in certain fields, you have to be accredited.
Right.
But like I said, I don't think you can rely on those fields being able to provide enough job opportunities for you, because the other thing is, even it's a compounding effect of the collapse of other jobs. Because when one set of jobs disappears, it forces all those people looking for other
fields.
positions.
Yeah.
So then it's not just about how many jobs are out there, but it's, can you get that job? So let's say we have a wipeout of 50% of white collar jobs. The people that go to Vandy are 100% going to get hired.
Oh, right. Because now you're at the bottom of the pecking order from when you go to a lesser distinguished institutions.
Right. If I'm reviewing applications and I'm AT&T or State Farm or Apple or whoever,
Right.
I'm still looking at that. So that does matter. But if you're not an elite student, boy, you're taking a gamble by going to college right now.
And my wife is full disclosure, my wife is a professor at Spring Hill College, Jesuit College here in Mobile. She teaches entrepreneurism, which I think is good for anyone to look at, because at least at some point you understand the idea of, at least I can start maybe trying to create a job for myself.
Yes. So I think,
by the way, it doesn't have to be a company. You could just create a job for yourself.
that's what we've done.
That's what I've done. I mean, the Deep Fried Studio is what I do. I did not make it into the network I wanted to. It just didn't work out that way. I really couldn't figure it out, to be honest. But I created a job for myself. Good or for bad, it's not the pay that I want. I actually enjoy the work. I do like to make things. I think I help my clients to do the podcast that we do. But it's a job. And I break my hand, I'm in trouble, man.
Yeah.
I break my hand. If I get a chronic illness and I can't work half the days in the month, I'm in some serious problems.
Yeah. But okay. So that goes back to this question of what brand of socialism is acceptable.
Well,
Right.
again, like you said, there's always this layer of socialism, because we've created these safety nets, especially since FDR with, and the Great Society. Lyndon Johnson, the Great Society. The classic liberals touted how great the Great Society was. I think over time we're learning what a massive mistake that's been. Massive mistake. Look what it's done to the urban families,
Mhm.
destroyed. The war on poverty. The poverty beat our ass.
Yeah.
It's a really again, government doesn't fix anything, man. They do not fix a damn thing.
It's this. I was telling a friend this morning, we were having a conversation about election day, actually. And I said, I don't think anybody votes for what they think is wrong.
No,
Right?
no.
I think everybody's voting for
Well,
what
I disagree.
they think is right.
What you're seeing, I think, in the world of hate Trump so much, you will literally, if it's good, but Trump likes it and it could be good for you, you have to be against it.
Well, that's
the part where
that's
go,
a mental illness.
that is a mental illness. That is TDS is a real thing, man.
Yeah, and I don't mean it just related to Trump, but if
Right.
you are
Anybody.
if you're so compelled with something that
Yeah.
you can't take in new information,
Like
and possibly change your mind?
Like I won't vote for a dude because he looks like Jimmy Kimmel.
That's apparently a thing.
Look, hold on, not logical. I get it, but I have seen someone where I will say, "So wait, are you pro
This thing.
like street violence? Are you
Right.
pro street violence?"
Well, I've seen a lot of people talk about this in regards to DC.
Yeah.
Right. And so you see these people protesting, and it's like, are you in favor of murders on the street?
Right.
Because there hasn't
Is
been
that
one in
what
11
you're
days.
for?
Now, but this gets back into this interesting
Well,
brand of socialism.
that's also a straw man. That's a straw man argument too.
Well, right. So it
Yeah.
goes back to our brand of socialism that we're willing to accept. You'll accept it when when he goes and cleans up DC. But if he said he was sending in the National Guard to come clean up Mobile,
yeah.
I don't think we would like it.
Okay, so I've changed my view on that.
You want the National Guard in Mobile?
No, hold on. I used to be like states' rights. My thing now is I look at it, if your state, like Alabama is a welfare state, meaning we
receive more money.
we
than we
receive
put
more
into
than we
the pot.
give. So at that point, I say, because we can't make enough money, you don't have any right to say we have states' rights. If you take that money, and we can't exist without the federal government.
Right.
The state of Alabama cannot put themselves in front of the federal government. I'm sorry. It's like the idea of a bad department in a company.
Sure.
If your department can't carry its own weight, we will figure it out, and you do not make decisions anymore.
So, but that still doesn't.
Hold on, I'm not a federalist. I'm the idea of this
Right.
idea. I'm trying to be not hypocritical in the way I say things.
So
You pay your own way. And the idea is also these governors and these mayors that hate Trump so much.
Yeah.
If they hate him so much, fix your city, fix your state, and do not give him an excuse to be able to come in and do his dictatorial stuff.
well, California is a net contributor, so why should the feds be able to come?
And so what I'm saying is they make money, they put it in the system, they tell the federal government, sorry, we don't need you.
Yeah.
Because they can do it.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to be, it's not a matter of right or wrong. I'm trying to be consistent in the way I think about things.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
And
trying
that's
to
the idea, like,
form your philosophy.
And that's what I also say about I don't believe anybody on welfare, welfare, any financial assistance should vote.
Sure.
That's the way I view it, because your view is I'm going to have to never bite the hand that feeds.
Right.
I will never vote for what I would say is fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
So the idea I say, if you agree to take that Faustian deal,
Mhm.
then the idea is you lose all the right to vote ever again
Should that
until
also
you get off of there.
should that also apply until you have your student loans paid off? Because you're taking money from the government.
Hold on. Again, I have to think about all that. But if that was the case, then because almost everything, house loans, everything has got a little bit of government in it.
Right.
So I kind of look also at student loans also as a bit of a loan. Well, it's a loan and not a handout.
Right. Well, my point is, until you pay that loan back, if you're in debt to the government,
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull the libertarian thing on you and say, let me get back to that after I've looked on it a little bit.
well, the libertarian in me would say that you shouldn't have a student loan to begin with. It shouldn't be an option.
Hold on, you can
The federal
have
government-
no. You can have the student loan, but it shouldn't be backed by the federal government.
Right. A private
okay.
lender could do it. But
Right.
there should not be any federally issued.
And hint, that's how they get around it. It's a private lender that's backed by the U.S. government. Right.
But we're saying the
Yeah.
same thing.
I understand that, but again, that's that whole thing of newspeak. It's a thing that thing of like, the Orwellian view of you think it's private when you realize it's quasi
Yeah,
public.
like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Ridiculous.
The private institutions of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
But
Let's see.
yeah. But thanks for watching, Becky. I'm sorry to be jumping. I agree.
Yeah.
Trade schools. If I'd have known what I know now, I would have been either an HVAC guy or I'd like to think I'd be an electrician, but I know I've already killed myself by now if I was an electrician.
Well, I told a friend the other day, they've got a kid in high school. They were asking about AI and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And I said, honestly, I don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know what the world's going to look like in 5 years. But if I was 18 years old right now, I just graduated college in May, I would go down to Austell. I would beg to get trained to be an underwater welder.
oh God,
I would weld as many hours as they will let me work
and save all
for
your money.
4 years,
Yeah,
save all my money, and in 4 years, pick my head up out of the welding hood and say, what does the world look like now?
yeah, I got
And
you.
then figure out, because you got a stack of cash
Yeah.
and you can figure out what the world looks
You're
like.
stacking it.
But for the next 4 years, if you've got a job where you can just duck your head and go work hours,
Yes,
you better get all those hours in you can.
especially making $80,000 to $100,000 a year is what I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah.
a welder gets paid like
Well,
70,
With
80,000.
overtime, they're probably making more.
Yeah,
than
but I
that.
can't imagine what your pay would be underwater because of the danger side of it.
Right.
Well, I mean, Gary Vee.
Well, the other thing I would do is I'd join the military if I was 18. Well, here's why.
man.
You got 4 years to figure it out. If
Yeah,
you go
but
into a
but
technical
you don't-
MOS,
you don't know if you're going to end up in some weird like safety keeping detail,
yeah, but look,
outside of Ukraine or some
if you
odd
don't,
thing.
you know if you're signing up for a forward deployed unit or not. I would imagine. I've never been in the military.
Dude, you don't get to pick like
Yes,
that.
you do now.
No, you don't.
We need to ask somebody. I'm pretty sure you get to pick
Look,
what job you
the
want.
minute there is an actual war, a lot of people who pick to be in some communications person is now a frontline grunt.
I don't know that.
Oh, bullshit. Bull. Bull.
Either way.
Hold on, no, the military is great. It's great for some people.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't have lasted a minute.
I'm not saying
military.
I would have
Yeah.
lasted either. I'm very, I'm pretty anti-authoritarian. I mean, I don't do well with being
I don't
told
wake
what I
up-
have to do.
I don't wake up well in the morning.
I just don't like somebody telling me what I have to do. I'm like you. But I do think it feels like it goes back to needing that bridge from childhood to adulthood. And it's a place that you could do it and make money while the AI apocalypse is happening around you.
I got you. And look, and military you'll keep your job. You will
We're
keep
not,
your job.
it's not,
They
reducing
may
the
they may
defense budget.
even train you in some of the most depending on what department you're in, some of the most especially drones and things like that, some of the most innovative equipment and innovation out there.
Well, if you're a smart person, go join a technical field in the Space Force. That department's
right.
only going to grow.
Like if you're STEM, if you're a true STEM.
yeah, like if that's your
yeah.
angle and you're thinking like, well, I've got to pay to go to this college.
Yeah.
Go and let the GI Bill pay for you to go to college.
Well, it's so Gary Vee always tells young people this. Gary Vaynerchuk. We know who he is, but if you don't know who he is, check him out. Gary Vee's well-known entrepreneur. He instructs a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds that are on the bubble about, do I go to college? Do I not go to college? That kind of stuff. And he kind of asks them like, what are you into? And things like that. Like, what are you really interested in? And then roughly what he says is go find the best person that you know that does that. And for your first year out of high school, go and tell that person you'll work for free for that person if you'll let him teach you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot cheaper than college.
It's like the original apprenticeship.
Yeah, the original apprenticeship. Yes, correct. Yeah, I was watching the remake of Perry Mason.
Okay,
Have you watched that before?
I've seen it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So Perry Mason, this is pre-Perry Mason you knew on 60s TV, right? So it's the prequel, right?
The young guy.
And he was a World War I dishonorably charged sergeant.
Okay.
And he ended up becoming a drunk because he had a lot of issues going on. And he was a private detective that this one guy, John Lithgow's character, would hire him all the time because he kind of like took him on as like a son,
Okay.
like kind of thing. And I didn't know this, in the 30s, you could become a lawyer without going to law school if you had 1,000 hours apprenticeship under an attorney and could pass the bar.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but then that just blows my mind. But again, law schools were not as prevalent in 1930s as they are now. And the idea, but also you might be better well prepared being the apprentice
100%.
because you've actually done this stuff.
Well, I mean, law school teaches you theory, but there's some courses you can take for practical application, but it's not built to teach you that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's go back 150 years. Your barber was also your dentist and your
Right.
doctor.
That is why the pole is white and
Red, white,
Red.
and blue. Yeah, red, and white.
it has to do with like the letting of
The
blood.
Yeah. It was like
crazy.
their advertisement.
Yeah, our barber is my dentist and my physician.
Yeah. It's drained some of those bad humors out of you.
Yeah, Legion.
Yes.
Legion? No.
No.
Leeches.
Leeches, yeah.
Legions. Legion is a sci-fi TV show.
Yeah, Legionnaire's disease is something different too.
Well, Legion, yes. Well, you know what I call it? Legionnaire's disease?
Why?
There was a okay, it
Was this the thing happened in Philadelphia?
it was at a hotel, and it was a Legionnaires reunion.
Okay.
And there were older men, World War II Legionnaires, and there was some bacteria
Mhm.
in the air condition, and it infected a lot of those men, and they all passed away.
I vaguely remember that from health in ninth grade. Can I tell a little story about my health class in ninth grade?
Does it involve sexual education class?
No, it involves no education.
No education. Okay.
All right. First day of health class.
Yeah.
Ninth grade, Baker High School, 1995. Walk into class. The teacher, whose name I shall not say, said, "All right, folks, this is health. Go over there to the bookshelf and pick out a book. Your job is to write every word of that book for your report. Once you've copied every word of that book, turn in your paper and sleep for the rest of the semester." And that is literally what I got for ninth grade health.
Were they health books?
Yeah, it was Legionnaire's disease.
Okay.
My book,
good.
my book was Legionnaire's disease.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
the tie-in.
I'm
Sorry, I buried the headline.
But I think you did it, but I'm also doing double duty with monitoring the audio. here.
Yeah, so even after writing every word of that book, the best I could recall is, did that happen in Philadelphia?
So I went to a private school and paid for this. So I didn't. My parents paid for this. So it was a health class as well. And while the coach did his best to teach us what he did teach us, the one thing I remember from the class was, hey, kids, listen to me. You see this scar I have from here to here? He said, first lesson, never open a beer bottle with your teeth.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all I remember from a whole semester. Never open a beer bottle with your teeth, because
It's pretty practical advice.
you will cut your mouth from there to there.
I mean, I believe in learning from other people's experiences.
So I also have a bone that sticks out super weird.
Huh?
It's like super weird.
All right.
It sticks out. It's an abnormal. I have an abnormal chest,
Okay.
and I was super thin then. And we were doing CP, like not CPR, but
That's CPR.
staying
Chest
alive, staying
compressions.
alive.
That's CPR.
CPR. Okay, yeah. And so he gets, "Come up here, Gwen." So I get up there and lay down on the damn table, and he goes, "Now you put your hands on the edge of the rib cage, and you go up." And then, "Oh my God!" And he starts jumping, and "What is wrong with you?" And then he gets the whole class to come up and feel this weird thing on my chest.
Do you have nightmares about that? in
No,
ninth
I
grade?
thought it was hilarious because I've
That's
had
good.
it my whole life. So
Can you
and I-
imagine somebody being mortified in ninth grade? They may never recover.
yeah,
It's a good thing he picked you.
yeah. But I mean, literally, he freaked out, and then I had to tell everybody, "No, it's this thing where but the bone is supposed to be. I think it's called a mandible.
I don't know.
It's so instead of it like this,
Uh-huh.
it's pointed out.
All right.
So it's pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, strong
Uh,
chest,
we're-
strong chest like a seagull.
We're sharing all kind of things today. Let's go to Rate My Robots.
Yeah,
which
I love this
is,
segment.
and I've only got one
Okay.
that I want to show because we're running out of time. I really want to play at the end of our show. We have one of our wonderful friends of the show. This is not a sponsorship. I just want to play this. It's let me go real quick. It's Matt Green, the DUI attorney. He is the NAPI award winning attorney. It's "Do You Blow for a DUI?" I'm going to play his thing at the end. So, but right now we're going to do Rate My Robots. And then here's the robot I want you to rate.
Okay.
Here it is. Look at this thing.
Oh.
Look at this thing. It's got a 50 mil cannon on the top of it. Look, you see that?
Oh my God. This is nightmare fuel.
This is what you're in.
That's what the feds are going to deploy to your streets.
This is
folks.
what your infantry is going to be.
Yeah.
But look,
Look at the thing
so
go.
is that a clang? Is that a clanger or a banger?
That's a banger.
Is that a clanger or a banger?
That's a banger.
That's a banger.
Dude, I hope this is why we have to win the AI and robotics race. Because if we're fighting countries that have this type of technology and we don't, we'd be in bad shape. So that's why you can also rely on the fact that AI will continue to develop at a rapid pace, because the government's not going to let us lose that one. We may lose, but they're not going to lose without spending all our money
Correct.
trying.
Ben Griffith gave it a 10 out of 10.
Dude,
baby.
yeah.
10
All right.
out of 10.
I agree, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
That's Ag is a cool robot.
So we're gonna end a little early this week, and then we want to play going out of the show. Again, this is not an advertisement; it is something off the internet
And not legal advice.
and not legal advice. Just some information about DUI and the way you may or may need to do something. If not, and I will say this is legal advice, even though I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
If you get in trouble, it's not a bad idea to talk to someone like who's a lawyer.
That's true.
It's not a bad idea. You might want to not handle that on your own.
And if you got a DUI, talking to a guy like Matt Green, probably a good idea.
I've seen a lot, and he again NAPI award winning.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and run this. And everybody, thanks. We'll be back tomorrow, and we're on tonight, FM Talk 106.5 Beyond the Blockchain at 8 p.m.
Yeah, man.
And we hope to see you there as well.
Hey there, and welcome to Channeling Atticus. I'm Matt Green, attorney, former prosecutor, former municipal judge, and someone who's spent a whole lot of time in courtrooms. This show is all about breaking down legal issues that can affect everyday people, because whether you realize it or not, the law touches all of our lives. And speaking of everyday legal issues, today we're diving into a big one. If you get pulled over for suspicion of DUI, should you take the breathalyzer test? Now, I know what you're thinking, Matt, just give me a simple yes or no. But like most things in the law, the answer is it depends. Let's break it down. There are actually two types of breath tests officers may use in a DUI stop, and understanding the difference is key. First, there's the portable breath test, or PBT. This is the little handheld device officers may use on the side of the road. The important thing to know about the PBT, it is not admissible in court. Meaning if you blow into it and it says your blood alcohol content is over the legal limit, that specific number can't be used against you in a trial. However, an officer can testify that the PBT detected the presence of alcohol. So, while it's not a slam dunk piece of evidence, it can contribute to the officer's probable cause for arrest. Now, the second test, the Draeger device, or the Intoximeter's Intox DMT dual sensor. This is the one they use after you've been arrested back at the police station or jail. And this test is admissible in court. If you blow over the legal limit on this device, a Draeger, that's evidence the prosecution can use against you. Now, let's talk strategy. If you take the PBT and you're over 0.08, that's a strong indicator you'll be over on the Draeger, the admissible breath test too. So what happens if you refuse the tests? First, let me clear up a common misconception. Some people think that refusing any test automatically means you lose your driver's license. That's not exactly true, at least not here in Alabama. Refusing the PBT, the roadside test, does not trigger a license suspension. However, refusing the Draeger or the Intoximeter DMT dual sensor test, the one given after arrest, does carry administrative consequences, including a potential license suspension. More on that later. So what should you do? Well, that depends on the situation. If you're clearly over the limit, taking the Draeger or DMT dual sensor test just gives the prosecution solid evidence against you. But if you refuse, some prosecutors may be less inclined to cut you a break. Either way, here's the golden rule. Do not try to argue your case on the side of the road. The best thing you can do is politely decline to answer questions beyond providing your basic information and say, I would like to speak to an attorney. Look, I get it. Nobody wants to get pulled over, and interacting with law enforcement can be stressful. But remember this, you'll never find a more powerful person in that moment than the officer standing outside your car window, arguing, debating constitutional law, or getting defensive. It's not going to help. In fact, it usually makes things worse. So what should you do after a DUI arrest? That's simple. Call an attorney and do it quickly. The next day is best. You only have 10 days from the date of your arrest to appeal your license suspension. The state can suspend your license if you blow a .08 or higher, or you refuse the Draeger or Intoximeter DMT dual sensor test. They only give you 10 days to appeal. Yes, that's right. The state can suspend your license before you even go to court, and even if you are ultimately acquitted or your case is dismissed or null prost. Sounds crazy, right? That's why you need a lawyer ASAP. Don't mess around with this. Many lawyers, myself included, offer free DUI consultations for criminal cases like DUIs. A good attorney will walk you through your options, look at the evidence, and help you build the best possible defense. At the end of the day, knowing your rights and understanding the law can make a huge difference. That's exactly why I started this Channeling Atticus podcast, to give you the knowledge you need before you find yourself in a tough spot. If you need any legal services or consultation, contact me at the law office of Matt Green in Mobile, Alabama. Please visit mattgreen.lawyer. That's Matt, M-A-T-T Green, like the color.lawyer, or call 251-434-8500. All right, folks, that's all for today's episode. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with a friend. And if you've got a legal question you'd like me to cover on the show, send it my way. Until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and remember, knowledge is power. This podcast has been hosted by Matt Green and is not intended to, nor does it create the attorney-client privilege between our host, guests, or contributors, or any listener for any reason. Content from the podcast is not to be interpreted as legal advice. All thoughts and opinions expressed herein are only those from which they came. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed